got seen Grayson Waller? Huh? You got that Dusty Cup later? Kick ass, man. Somebody hit my...
Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
money.
Let's get to the
money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Yeah!
Welcome to the Balking Dead, guys, where there is no sleep for the wicked. It is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We have our 6 pitchers to talk, as well as Ribeyes with Mike, so enough small talk. Let's get to the damn money. This show is sponsored by W, a clean energy powder with no come down to your day. And by scanning the QR code on screen, you're going to get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code on God's green earth. Pub Sports, that is. Shout out to the chat, guys. Smash that like if you haven't. Make sure to hashtag We Be Pubbing on your best bets, and I will read them out at the end of this show. As well as if it does cash, make sure you tag me on Twitter, and the least I can do is retweet it out and give you credit where it's due. On this show, guys, we will talk the first line opened up on a K-prop, as well as the best line available 30 minutes prior to this show. And then we will see where the value lies between the books and PrizePicks. Of course, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks as well. So if you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS, and you're going to get a match deposit on your first deposit up to 100, minimum of 25. First guy on the board, Braxton Garrett. Number 59 in the black book at the Reds, striking people out this year 30% of the time while walking people 6.5% of the time. Morning line was 6 plus minus 150 on BetMGM, where the best line available now to that 6 plus is minus 135 on BetMGM. PrizePicks has him at a 6, whereas pitching outs under over are at a 15.5. Projected lineup is no longer projected. We have a lineup which is 8 righties and 1 lefty. We're going to start the day, guys, talking Braxton Garrett and how the books don't want us betting this man's over. As we look at the Reds' numbers over the last 200 plate appearances, and we have to go back 30 days to get them, it says their walking league average while crushing the ball with a team-isolated power of 175, while also striking out 23.5% of the time. So the numbers say no. And then we get into how the books don't want us to bet this over, as they juiced him to the gills to open him at a minus 150. And that's where he's at on a lot of books now, where if we go off his win percentage to the over 5.5, it doesn't say minus 150. It says it should be even money, but they know what I'm about to get into, guys. So when I go back and look through the last 30 days of who these Reds have seen that we would bet on, that I would put my money on, you ready for this? 0, zilch, none, not a damn pitcher that is a number 1 or 2 in any given book from the left-handed side have the Reds seen. Okay. I like that. Now let's talk about it. Let's get a little deeper, guys. Okay, yeah, they saw Mackenzie Gore, who went 1 inning before it rained. So fucking that doesn't count. Quit it. So they've seen absolutely nobody, guys. So yeah. So the books are saying that their K percentage is a lot worse than what the overall numbers say. As like I said, guys, they're making us pay up if we want in. So let's go see what we can find in this past history. As we know, we were on him earlier in the year when Garrett seen these Reds, where he had himself 8 strikeouts and 5 innings of work just on 82 pitches. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, that's music to my ears right there. Not the strikeouts, the pitch count, because that's where we have to put him to cash, guys. At the end of the day, if he goes past that 5 inning mark, great. If he doesn't, so be it. We just want you to go 5 today, Braxton. And that pitch count at 82 says you go 5, and let's get into it. He is not one of the guys on a strict pitch count limit, as they do have Udi Perez, as they do have Luzardo already over their innings pitched in their career. So they're watching them a lot more carefully. Braxton has still got 20 innings to play with, let alone the extra 30 they give you every year for your slow build to grow you and grow you. So Braxton Garrett's still got 50 innings of wiggle room in his tank, and if he's humming, they're going to put him back out there. As in last week, they did put him back out there versus the Phillies with 78 pitches to give us the chance to cash that over. He didn't. But the fact that they put him out there, it does definitely show that that dude does have way more innings in his tank than guys like Perez and Luzardo. So before the lineups came out, I was sitting here looking like, okay, I'm ready. Give me De La Cruz to lead off, because this dude struck out at a 50% rate versus lefties in the minors. And it ain't too much better in the majors, guys. So definitely wanted him up front, and I definitely wanted to see Joey Votto, but Votto struck out 4 of his 6 plate appearances versus this man, and they gave him the day off. So no harm, no foul. The 2 guys they did add in with some decent sample size versus this man that wasn't projected in the lineups was Newman, who's only struck out 1 time in 8 plate appearances versus Garrett, as well as Nick Senzel, who's only struck out 1 time in 6 at-bats. So the K percentage isn't through the roof career-wise, as it's only been 3 people who have at least 3 plate appearances versus Garrett. And when we look at their career K percentage versus Garrett, it isn't 40% where it was at with Votto in it. It's 30%. But like when I read it the first time, it's such a small sample size, 20 plate appearances. Can't really put too much into 20 plate appearances versus this man. So what I can put into, guys, is the fact that when he faced this lineup earlier in the year, they were only striking out 20% of the time. We've got a lineup out now. Yeah, this lineup is striking out 25% of the time. Actually, 25.5% of the time, if you want to be correct. That's not where you want to be at with Braxton Garrett, guys. So I'm on Braxton Garrett for a full unit, over 5.5 at -135. And if he goes 5 innings today and doesn't get his ass kicked in, like I don't think he does, but you know, it's baseball. Strider got his teeth kicked in. It happens. But he goes 5 innings. This is a ladder spot, guys. He had 8 last time versus a team who struck out only 20% of the time. Yeah, he's getting 8 in his fucking sleep if he goes 5 innings today, guys. And I just need 6. So if you want a ladder, go ahead. I just took him straight up. Let's talk about some Eduardo Rodriguez at the Twins, number 60 in the black book, where he's striking people out this year 25.5% of the time, while walking people 5.8% of the time. Opened him up on DraftKings 6+ -115, to where now the best line available is on MGM to that 5.5, and that's now a -150. The juice has come. 5.5 on PrizePicks, where his hits allowed under over are at a 5.5 as well on PrizePicks. Projected lineup is no longer projected, as it is 8 righties and 1 lefty. We get Eduardo Rodriguez in a spot where the numbers say they have been good versus lefties over their last 200 plate appearances that also go back 30 days. And the theme of the day, once again, is who the fuck have you seen in those so-called good numbers? Because I've been making money all year with lefties versus these Twins. And yes, it's been a minute since I've ran a lefty. As of the only lefty in my damn book they've seen in the last 30 days was JP fucking Sears. And we all know JP Sears doesn't strike people out. That's just not what he does. Well, JP Sears had himself 7 strikeouts versus this team in 4.2 innings of work. And that's the only guy I would bet on in this time span that the Twins have seen from the left-handed side. So they've been picking on a lot of mediocre to bottom end type of pitching. Eduardo Rodriguez is definitely a number 2. He's not a 1. He's maybe a 1 on the Tigers, but if you put him on like the Dodgers where he refused to go, he's a solid number 2. So let's get into it, guys. And at first, the 5.5 at -115 had me freaking halting. Like, okay, I had this opening up at -150, or if you wanted to go to the 6.5 at plus money, and they put it there at -115, and it was there freaking all day until the lineups came out. And the only reason why I could expect that and was thinking that is it's got to be 2 different types of recency biases that's going on. That's why the less juice was there, and that's why it's came back, and is my opinion. The biases being, this man didn't hit versus the Angels and Pirates, who both were top of the food chain in striking out to lefties. And the second part is a 2-piece, guys. Is the last lefty the Twins faced, which happens to be yesterday. They ran out in a game, and the whole Twitter world was on the over 4.5. That guy didn't go 3 innings, and I don't think he had 1 strikeout. So we have 2 different types of recency bias going on in this spot, where people are starting to think that the Twins are good versus lefties. Well, I'm here to tell you their numbers are as fraudulent as any as I've ever seen, guys. Like I said, they've been picking on mediocre to bottom end of the rotation type of guys. So let's go look at the projected lineup and see how they have done versus Erod in the past. And there were 5 people in that projected lineup with at least 5 plate appearances versus him, combining 66 at bats. Well, Erod was striking out those 5 at a 30% clip. Now, there is a guy on the bench that has given him fits and can drop that K percentage quite a bit. So in the moment, I did have no bet in, as I did want to run the lineups, and we did need to see this team whiffs, which we know. I also want to make sure that this team is whiffing as well, and I did want more than 1 lefty, but was okay if they did run 1, and that's what they did. There was a chance that they ran none and a chance that we got 2. We'll take the 1 if we're on the over. Now, this is a little iffy, guys, as they were begging us to bet the over. Like I said, I thought this should have opened -140, -150, and now the juice has come. So we've also got the lineups. And we only got 1 lefty. Granted, it's not the lefty who struck out 7 of 19 plate appearances in his lifetime versus old Erod. And now we only have 44 plate appearances, but the K percentage versus this team is still elite. He's striking out those people 29% of their at-bats, and a lineup that carries a whiff percentage of 4% worse than league average. That would be like league average worse by at least a solid 1%, guys. So the issue for me was, and why I didn't pull the trigger, is there's 4 guys in that lineup that make that 30% be 30%. Everyone else in this lineup is league average or less when it comes to whiff percentage. Now, I do have Erod going 6 innings today. They also put his outs up today to 17.5 juiced, to where we bet his outs last time at a 16.5. The issue, though, is he's going to get a lot of those strikeouts in that middle towards the bottom of those whiff percentages. Now, he can get 1 from Correa. It's in there. He's seen him enough. He does have some strikeouts versus him, and he can get 1 from Vasquez. So it's over or nothing. No way can you look under. I just have to let it go, especially with where the juice is at now. But it was the hardest thing for me to do was let Erod go today, guys. When this dude has faced a team in the top 5 whiff percentage, he has had 7 or more in all but 1 chance, and that was versus the Angels, where they kicked his face in. So if Erod goes 6 innings, he should have 7 strikeouts today. So it's over or nothing, and I just had to let it be with where the juice was at and with where it opened. Now we got a stud A big dog coming off a no-hitter. Number 13 in the black book, Fram Diesel at the Orioles, striking people out this year 26% of the time while walking people 6% of the time. Opened them up 7+ at plus 105 on FanDuel. We're the best line available now. To that 6.5 is at plus 115 on DraftKings. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, where you can get his earn runs on PrizePicks under over at a 2.5. Projected lineup for your Orioles today is 8 righties, 1 lefty. Now we get Big Fram Diesel, guys, after a no-hitter where Team Sharpie got in 30 minutes prior on his outs and his strikeouts. And yes, it's Cleveland, but they just traded Bell at the time, and Naylor got scratched, and now Naylor's on the IL. And I was like, damn. Cleveland ain't Cleveland no more, guys, and we got to get in. And damn, I wish I would have bet the no-hitter, guys, but at the end of the day, I'll take that nice double up. Now we have the Orioles, and when we look at their numbers versus left-handed batters over their last 200 plate appearances, they're only walking 7.5% of the time, but yet they are smashing the ball with a team isolated power of 180, while only striking out 20.5% of the time. So let's go see who they played that I would bet on in that time span. And the only guy that I would go put my money on is Shane McClanahan. And it's hard to take in that game for me personally, as they did get to him. They got to him, pounded him for 5 runs in 4 innings. But that was the second game back from the IL, and he only had 1 good game in a 5-game stretch before being sent down and now being checked by 3rd and 4th doctors to go get Tommy John. So was he hurt, or were the Orioles smashing lefties? Because that's the only lefty that I would bet on in that time span. And I know for the most part this year, the books have respected these Orioles when it comes to K-props, as we normally get a lower number or plus money on a number when facing this team, as we usually get a number up or juice added on if we were facing, say, the Pirates. So other than Shane, guys, that's the only guy I'd look to bet. So I still went back to see who have they seen. They seen Kikuchi. He went 6 innings, only had 3 strikeouts. Ranger Suarez of the Phillies, he went 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. We're also from the Phillies, Christopher Sanchez. He went 7 with 8 strikeouts. Now, Valdez hasn't seen any of these guys more than 5 at-bats in the projected lineup, and it doesn't even add up to 20 plate appearances. So we can't take shit from that. Now, if they do put Frazier in, we could book him for 1 or 2 strikeouts, guys, as he struck out 5 of his 13 plate appearances versus the big Fram dog. So, I see how the book set their line, and they set it dead right. Win percentage, no tax favoring the Orioles, no tax favoring Big Fram. He has a 40% win percentage to his last 10, which equivalates to plus money. 40% plus money, yeah, doesn't that equal? Duh. Then you've got to adjust it from there, guys. So they didn't give wiggle room each way. They're telling you this is either going to be 6 or 9, in my opinion. And Big Fram Diesel versus any team who doesn't strike out this year has struck them out. So the lean is the over. This is definitely a hold my beer type of situation. And I just don't feel like getting into a hold my beer spot with all these great spots on the board today, with lineups favoring guys, with numbers favoring guys. Yeah, we've got some smash spots today, and we have to pay attention to lineups, guys. As if you tuned into the Pub Sports Radio live stream yesterday, told you guys we weren't betting Cole. Not doing that today. That lineup said, no way, Jose. Said we were going to go under 7.5 on C, so that fucker had 7 fucking walks. And Peralta was a jam bet, guys. Now, I didn't bet him to get 13, but it said it in the numbers. So lineups are key, guys. Lineups are very, very key when it comes to gambling, especially on these damn K props. They need to favor us. This is the part of the show, guys, where now back-to-back Tuesdays have been really nice, and we've been leaving on a full belly, guys, and we ain't been eating salmon. We've been eating freaking steak. It's time, guys, for Ribeyes with Mike.
I didn't want salmon. I said it 4 times. Wedding is horseshit.
I think you need. I said it 5 times because we coming for the 5-time world champion, Mike M. How you doing, my guy?
What's good, Sharpie? Shout out to you, man. Happy Tuesday. Shout out to this chat. I see all the loyal diehards in there, the disciples of the K-Prop Whisperer. And hey, man, it's been a good couple of days, and let's keep cash and let's stack that money while we're running hot. Let's turn into this thing.
I believe it was a great day for you yesterday on the live stream, bro. You were hitting plus 1,000s and having yourself a day. So let's get into having us another Tuesday, which has been the theme of your Tuesdays as of late. So let's keep it rolling. First game up is an interleague matchup between the Cardinals and the Rays, and there's lots of ways to look at this one. So who you gonna start your day off with?
Yeah, man, I'm starting out with Nolan Arenado. I think it's a great spot today for a guy that's number 6 in all of Major League Baseball in the RBI category. He's got 6 RBIs in his last 7 games when the St. Louis Cardinals are road dogs. And he's going up there. You talked about lineups just a minute ago. He's going up there against Eflin, right? Eflin, 4 of his last 5 games, he's gone under his K-prop numbers that have been out there. Eflin's in a situation where he's battled some knee injuries. I'm not sure if it was an actual injury or what the case was there with the ligaments. The game before that, there was an issue with his wedding ring on his hand, and the guy's just not getting it done. So give me a Nolan Arenado spot where I do expect, St. Louis to be competitive. Does Tampa pull away and probably win this game? Sure. But we're just looking for guys that are going to hit and get it done for us. And Nolan Arenado at a plus 175 screams, give me a stab at this guy because I think he's going to be able to get it done today. He probably goes yard, but I will settle for a nice ribeye to kick off the St. Louis Cardinals spot.
Oh, that's a juicy number for a guy who's 6th in the league, bro. That just give it to us, guys. We like plus monies on this show. So second game, you have a 2-pack in this game, bro. And this might be Big Show's best bet yesterday. And I know this is Big Show's ride or die guy right here, one of them. And we're talking about the Astros at the O's and what could be a matchup that we see in October as well. Who are you looking at here today?
I think this is going to be a fun game. And you don't see me stick 2 guys kind of in the same game in a spot, but it feels like we could see runs tonight. Baltimore is very much a hitting-friendly ballpark. And I kind of went on both sides of the house here. So I'll start out with my ribeye play of the day that I gave out on Jimmy's show earlier today is Yordan Alvarez. Guy is fire. I mean, that's just the bottom line is, he battled injuries this year. And he still ranks in the top 3 or 4 categories across most of the hitting segments in Major League Baseball. So, he's going out there against G-Rod, who struggles against lefties. So, again, here's a lineup situation where G-Rod's given up 13 home runs this year, but 8 of them have come to left-handed batters. So, I got an Alvarez spot where he's got 19 home runs out of 67 games played. But the key stat for me is he's over 50% and getting on base twice or more, or 2 total bases. So, I thought there was a situation where the wind's blowing out a run-friendly park with a guy that struggles against lefties. Give me Yordan Alvarez. He's my ribeye play of the day, and I locked him in at plus 145, right in the sweet spot.
Ooh, Yordan Alvarez. Definitely Grayson Rodriguez, someone I'm looking at for an under today, bro. Someone we're not covering today, but he got him earlier in the year when they were struggling, and I've got the death squad lineup projected on a Tuesday, bro. And I'm looking at Grayson under Yordan plus 145. So who's the other man we looking at?
Yeah, we're going to change jerseys mid-game here, and we're going to go to our guy Adley Rutschman. 6 out of 6 games, this guy's got an RBI, and he's priced at plus 230. Are you kidding me? I mean, the guy's in a great spot in the lineup from a batting balls perspective here. You talked a little bit about, Guy Framber going with the full game there, this last out. One of the models that I have is fading a guy that's just gone off of his season-long highs in terms of games. And I don't just mean a quality start, but I mean a guy that's going 8 or, in this case, 9 innings. We do see some potential regression. Maybe there's an overconfidence factor when they come back in. His K-prop can do whatever he wants to do. Minus this last game that Framber just had, he let up a game with 2 runs, 5 runs, 4 runs, and then 6 runs. So you're going to give me this guy in Adley at plus 230, who's got 6 for 6 right now. Again, same wind elements and hitting friendly ballpark apply. This was just a real simple spot for me to say I'm going to take a big swing at this RBI plus 230.
Oh, RBI plus 230. I like
man.
Plus money gold right here, man. Your third game, which does happen to be the last game on your card, is a team that ain't won in 5 fucking games. And I'm talking about those sorry ass Yankees at the White Sox. Granted, if they can't hit Tookie, then man, I don't know who the fuck they are gonna hit. So is you're probably looking at a Yankee here for every fucking right reason.
Yeah, so I got my guy Gleyber Torres here. Again, he's priced at plus 145, right in that sweet spot. Here's a guy that leads the Yankees in every batting category except for home runs. And who's the guy that leads the Yankees in home runs? Aaron Judge. Well, guess what? Judge is out of the lineup. Gleyber Torres, nowhere to be found. He's in the lineup, but you got to look with a microscope to try to find him because he can't find water if he fell out of a boat. Put Judge back in the lineup, and guess what happens? The guy's production goes through the roof. So he's batting in the 3 spot right behind Judge. And, either he goes in 3 or the 4 position there, but he's always behind Judge. And it's a situation where I like the spot. Judge is a guy that can produce home runs, or he's going to get walked and go on base. And if he goes on base, put my guy Gleyber back in there to whack that thing in for us at plus 145. I think those are 4 really good money spots today. I'm excited. I got about 10 of them. I had to pare it down to 4. I think this is great. Great day to make cash.
Hey, bro, and I know you parlayed them up, too. You're not just fucking single betting. You're trying to go for the score, for the shabankle. So, if you are just tuning in, guys, for Ribeyes with Mike recap, do us a favor and smash that like button, as it does help people show up and find the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. He's going to start his day off with the St. Louis Cardinals, 6th in the league in RBIs, guys, and we're getting plus 175 on Nolan Arenado to bring us in a stake. And then he's going to go for the filet mignon, going straight to Jordaddy, man. He's going to Yordan Alvarez, plus 145. And then he's going to switch jerseys, go to the other side of the dugout, and, hey, Adley Rutschman, baby, plus 230. 230? Yeah. Get in and where you fit in, guys. And then he's going to finish his day with the Yankee, and which is probably the best Yankee, hottest Yankee going right now, and that is Gleyber Torres. RBI at what'd you get that at? Plus what?
Plus 145, man, right in the sweet spot.
Oh, I don't know what your sweet spot is, but betting K props minus 140 to 50. If I like it and I want to run it and it's 140 to 50, fuck, I don't think we lose. It's like, all right, then fuck it. We in there, bro. Let's go. But that's got to be the sweet spot right there. Big Mike, I appreciate you for showing up. I know you got a live stream tonight going on. Why don't you tell these people what you got going on and where they can find you?
Yeah, I got a text message that we may or may not be going live tonight. So either way, you guys know where it's at. Pimp Slap POD on Twitter. Make sure when we get on these pub sports streams that you guys hit that thumbs up button. Like it and share it, man. We're trying to make cash. We're trying to give you guys an opportunity to make some cash by looking at our cards. And we've been doing quite well the last couple of weeks. So let's finish out this baseball season like winners. Let's stay winning. Let's stay hot. And let's parlay that right into the fall in a full sports schedule, man. Sharpie, thanks for having me today, bro.
Before you dip, bro, same thing I told LJ yesterday, bro. I mean, if you got your live stream and you need people tonight, bro, you come on for me all the time. Least I could do is pop on yours and help you get yours running too. So if you guys need someone today, you can call me, bro, and I got you. You always got my back. So let them know if they need another person for that. Fuck it, bro. We'll get it rolling so we get Mike going. So see you next time and maybe even see you tonight.
Peace, brother.
I didn't want salmon. I said it 4 times. Wedding is horseshit.
Oh, now we get to talk my favorite thing, guys. We just finished with Ribeyes with Mike. We've already got a full bet in on Braxton Garrett over 5.5. And now we're going to talk us Lucas Giolito at the Los Gigantes. Number 30 in the black book, striking people out this year 25% of the time, while walking people 8.3% of the time. Morning line 6+ minus 148 on DraftKings, where the best line available now is 7+ minus 140. Not 7+, 6+ minus 140 on Caesars. PrizePicks has them at a flat 6, whereas hits allowed under over are at a flat 5. Projected lineup for your Giants is 5 lefties, 4 righties. Now we have another spot, guys, like Braxton Garrett on the books that they don't want us to bet this over. Like Braxton's line, guys, he's hit this 5.5, guys, 50% of the time, which doesn't equate to let's fucking put minus 150 on that 5.5. No, that says, oh shit, these Giants, Lucas Giolito's in a good matchup. Fuck, man, no one's gonna bet this under today. We need to tax these people for it. So yeah, let's talk about these Giants numbers over the last 15 days. They're striking out 24.5% of the time. They're not hitting the ball, yet they are walking above 10%. And I say they don't want us to bet it, guys. Like I said, that 5.5, 50%, that don't add up. But at least they didn't add a whole number where if this man had a 60% win percentage for that 5.5, they would have just straight skyrocketed him to the 6.5. So, thank you. I have no problem paying juice if I need to. I just don't chase as yeah, we already know Sharpie 316 roll 34. Now, I can't really take Giolito's home road splits into account. Well, I can take his road. I can't take his home. He's obviously not there anymore, but he's still on the road. So the road is the road. And man, has he had an issue walking lefties on the road. Where in Chicago, he had an elite 6%, but it went up to 13% on the road versus lefties, guys, where he was elite both ways versus the right-handed side, whether he was home or road, but it was still 1% worse on the road. So Giolito can have a problem today, and that Giants do have a walk percentage next to their name that says, oh boy, Gio, if you don't hit, it's because you pull a Dylan Cease and you walk 7 sons of bitches, and it is in those numbers. So what are we going to do? This is either over, or nothing, guys, because at the end of the day, it's either Giolito walks himself out or he fucking crushes this shit, guys, as they are projecting 5 lefties. Yes, he walks lefties worse on the road, but we're running K props, and his K per 9 this year is only 1K better versus lefties. Yet last year it was 2Ks per 9. So I do want to run the lineups and see what they are walking at, as this may be a walks over type of play, as I do lean his K prop over. And if I do get a K percentage of 24 or worse in the lineups, as well as 5 lefties, I'm just going to take him the 6.5, not pay that extreme juice for a guy I think should have 7 or more versus those type of numbers with those lefties, as it's not roll 34 being broken. If I take him up, I'm not chasing if I take him up, as I don't have a problem of adding guys. Like if I'm in the kitchen and I got some baking soda, we fucking turning 1 into 3. So now give me a minus 135 or a minus 140 like it's coming down to. And then I might not even take it up to that 6.5, guys. Like minus 150 was pushing the juice for me, as he can walk himself into it. Keep coming down a little more. I've got to take him up, guys, as I think Gio's in a nice spot as long as we get those 5 lefties and as long as we get a K percentage of 24 or worse in that lineup, as these lineups mean something, guys. These lineups said the White Sox were striking out a boatload last night, but when I ran the numbers, it said rut-row, Shaggy. Let's just tell the White Sox, if you look at their overall numbers, say they're striking out like 28% of the time, right, guys? Let's go to Garrett Cole yesterday. What type of lineup did he see? How about a lineup that was striking out 22.5% of the time? That's a big fucking difference than these overall 15-day numbers, guys. That's what I'm getting at. So, hate it if you got to, bro. I need lineups to make my call now on a lot of these. Now, this one right here, I get it if you're in, and I'm going to smack the dog piss out of it as long as I get the lineup. And let's talk Mad Max at the A's. Number 8 in the black book, striking people out 27.7% of the time, while walking people 6.8% of the time. Open them up 8 plus 105 on MGM, where the best line available is still on MGM, but at a minus 110. Pitching outs are under over 20.5 on PrizePicks. 20.5? How this fucker don't get 8 strikeouts if he goes that deep into a game? And PrizePicks has 7.5 as his strikeout. Projected lineups is 6 righties, 3 lefties for your Oakland A's. Now we get Mad Max in a spot from the baseball gods. As we look at the A's numbers over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching, they're crushing the ball with a team-isolated power in the 200s while walking at above 10%. Yet they're striking out more than 25% of the time. So let's go see who they seen that we would bet on in that time span. And they only seen 2 people. How about Lance Lynn? He went out there 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. Where Hunter Brown, he only had 4 strikeouts in 6 innings. And I remember that as we stayed off of him as the lineup numbers once again did not match the overall numbers that day. Shit, even Javier had himself 5 strikeouts and 5.2 innings in the last 15 days while walking himself 6 that day. And I crossed Javier out a long time ago, guys. So those are the guys that I would look to bet on that they have faced, and they're still striking out 25% of the time. We also know what else they carry into this, guys, which is stank, as they are bottom 5 in the league when it comes to whiffing. I mean, trash, top 5, bottom 5, whatever you want to call it. They're the 5% we want to beat on and pick on, guys. And when we look at Mad Max this year versus teams in the top 10 whiff percentage, Max is 5-0 to the over 7.5, averaging 8.6 strikeouts a game. Yeah, I said 5-0 to the over. And the fact that the projected lineups is 6 right-handed bats, oh boy, please, 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 please give me at least 6 right-handed bats, guys, because Max is elite when it comes to sitting down righties, yet he's league average when it comes to striking out lefties. So I do have the projected lineups with percentage already drawn up, and I'm ready for when the lineups drop as I want in, guys, and I will not pause on a lefty or righty given dominant. That shit don't mean crap to me. I care more about the whiff percentage than I care about the lefty righties, as yes, I do want more righties. This is a big number, but that whiff right there, he's 5-0 at the end of the day. You cannot ignore that. At the end of the day, they got him at 20.5 outs. If this fucker goes 20.5 outs versus this type of a whiff percentage that should be in front of him, Mad Max may be in for one of them days, guys. But, they do got him priced where he should be with a little juice now coming in. So nothing janky on that line. Now let's talk the last guy where I've had a few DMs asking me, is this line trappy? We're talking Julio Urias versus at the D-backs. Number 21 in the black book, striking people out 22.8% of the time while walking people 5.6% of the time. Open them up on FanDuel 5+ minus 105, where the best line available is on DraftKings to that 4.5 at a minus 104. PrizePicks has them at a 4.5, whereas pitching outs under over are at a 16.5. Projected lineup is 7 righties, 2 lefties for your D-backs. We're going to end the day with my boy Julio at the D-backs, part 2. As he did open the year versus them with a quality start going 6 strikeouts in 6 innings. Now we get a 4.5 at pretty much even money. Well, it does seem iffy, guys, but he does only have a 50% win percentage to the 4.5 his last 10 games. And since coming off the IL, he's only been a 4.5, 1 of 4 games, which was versus the Blue Jays. And we all know the books respect the Blue Jays versus lefties. Well, let's go look at these D-backs numbers versus lefties and see if the books respect them, as they have respected them for the most part of the year. As I have to go back 30 days just for 180 plate appearances, and they're next to the Blue Jays when it comes to not striking out. Elite. Yet they are walking league average, and they're not hitting for the life of them in that time span. So let's just go see who they seen that we would bet on. And once again, the theme of the day is no fucking buddy, guys. 0 people in the last 30 days are a number 1 or a number 2 that they have seen. These elite strikeout numbers come versus some putrid ass pitching, and they still ain't even hitting them. Now, when I went back to see who they seen, guys, they seen Williamson from the Reds. He went 6 innings, 1 earned run with 6 punch-outs. Matt's from the Cardinals. He went 6 innings, allowing 0 earned runs with 6 strikeouts. Fuck it, guys. Kikuchi only allowed 1 earned run. He had 4 Ks in 4.2 innings. And those are bombs, guys. And they got the elite K percentage? Get the fuck out of here, guys. Even if it is versus guys like Dallas Keuchel and Dick Mountain. God, come on, man. That's where their elite K percentage is coming from? Get the fuck out of here, man. Now, the issue here lies in Julio. Has Julio figured it out, or is he just going to suck Wang on the road, guys? Because he's been two different guys this year. He's got a 2.2 ERA at home, well above 7 on the road. Well, since coming off the IL, he's had 2 road starts, 1 quality start, and 1 game he got bent over by the Orioles. So let's just go look at past history, since we do see this team quite a bit. And in this lineup, guys, we have 7 people with 3 plate appearances or more versus Julio Urias in the projected lineup. We've got 104 plate appearances versus them, and he's only striking them out 21% of the time. That's no bueno. That's no good. That's no good. Well, let me tell you, that leadoff hitter does most of the damage to that K percentage, guys. As if we take out Marte, we still have 80 plate appearances, and we have a team that is striking out now 25% of the time versus Julio Urias. So I am betting Julio today, as is it going to be his outs or his strikeouts, as this man is going 6 innings today. Just does the strikeouts hit before the outs? And the lineup will tell me how to bet it, guys, as I will be on Julio to shine tonight. I think the under 2.5 earned runs is money in the fucking bank. I think this man had, like I said, he's seen 5 guys in this projected lineup with at least 15 at bats, and no one is hitting above 230 off this man. He owns this team is what I'm getting at. And their K percentage is fucking fraudulent as it comes. Their hitting numbers versus lefties are sad. They're real. And they've been ass. So give me the exact projected lineup, and I'm going to take his outs and strikeouts. This is a double up type spot for me, as I think he hammers them, guys. As the 2 people that haven't seen him more than 3 at bats happen to be 2 fucking lefties that are projected in this lineup, where Julio over his career has a 2K per 9 better versus the left-handed side than versus the right-handed side. So what? You're not going to strike out Marte. I've got mass action at everybody else, and a guy I expect to go 6 innings or more. Julio shines today, baby. Julio freaking shines. Appreciate the 70, 80 plus live that tuned in. Smash the like if you haven't. As the recap for today is, the only bet I got in is a full unit on Braxton Garrett at 5.5 minus 135. As I do want in on Julio Urias, Max Scherzer, and Lucas Giolito lineups depending. Eduardo Rodriguez was a tough cut for me at the end of the day. It was a tough cut, guys. Like, I'm fighting with myself on that one, and I just got to let it be. But it's over or nothing for the big man. You already know this show is sponsored by PrizePicks, but before we do that, you know we need to go and give out the best bets from the chat. So those who have hashtag we be pubbing, like our boy Justin, he giving out the Orioles team total over 3.5 is his best bet. As rolling through the chat on my 6-4, he's got Rodriguez for 5.5 plus 105. I'm looking at him under 5.5 personally. He got bumped to 6. Looks like there is no more best bets, man. We got to get a couple of y'all in here, guys, with these best bets. Because it ain't just about me at the end of the day. I know some of y'all be humming and hawing and humming. What's up, Big Show? What you got for the people? Nothing?
My bad, that was a misclick. I'm on Jordan if you need an extra bet for the day. I'm on Jordan. You know that, though.
Mike's already on him, too, though. So I heard you click on. That's why I was like, oh, he's about to say something. So that wasn't Jesus speaking. That was Big Show, guys. So this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use promo code PUBSPORTS. You will get a match deposit to $100, minimum of $25 on your first deposit. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks. And our special guest today was Pimp Slap Play of the Day, and this show is on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. I say pubbing we be.
Keep firing, assholes!
Hey everyone, welcome into the Pub Sports Radio preview for the week. And let's start off with the three most important things. The Survivor Contest, Cappers Contest for 2023. Sign up today over at the Pub Sports Radio website, www.pubsportsradio.com. You got sign up, $100 for each contest there, so $200 total. The poker tournament as well. Poker tournament's happening 3 times in August, the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. Sign up with our friends at Bet Online right now. $25 buy-in, whole lot of fun, and the winners get prizes as well. So shout out to Bet Online, our presenting host for that contest. Next, we have the Balking Day, Sharpie in the joints as well. The best damn MLB prop show in all the land. Pitcher props galore from Sharpie and all of his guests, including Connor Mack picks, the Spin Doc, LJ from H-Town, and the Pimp Slap Pod himself, Mike M. Next, Clint of the Die Hard MMA podcast has been red hot on the canvas this year so far. 3 shows a week, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday, he does his regular podcast where he breaks down the entire card, makes some picks. Thursday, he has Total Takedown. Friday, of course, the Undefeated Weigh-In show where he blocks in the rest of his action. So shout out to our guy Clint on Thursday. Speaking of it, the Unmuted Mike with Dabby Cab and Dave Rogers. They also bring a variety of entertainment, including interviews with OnlyFans stars. This week, Rachel High Jones, the program, who illustrious OnlyFans star, and I'm sure Dave and Cab will get into a bunch of hijinks. Speaking of the aforementioned Dabby Cab, he's also on The Sesh with Dutch Boy Fresh, the true connoisseurs over there as well. They get into a variety of sports gambling topics as well as huffing that sweet, sweet Mary Jane while doing it. So shout out to The Sesh as well as our guys, Loshak and The Bag, Peter and Jimmy, reunited again on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, and betting with The Bag Wednesday through Friday, same times, breaking down every game on the card in great detail and doing it with some of the best cappers in the whole industry and the best damn chat in the damn game. We have the main event on Talking Hands, Danny Betts and Preston Ekdahl talking about the latest boxing card that's happening this week. Starting on Tuesday at 7:30, have Oscar Valdez versus Emmanuel Navarrete going this week, so check out their show for all the latest insights and opinions, as well as our guys, DFS by the numbers, aka Brady, on the channel, Stat Digger